Hi, Phoenix. We love that. Uh, what about orbs? And then I just realized you put OBS.
How about
Well, the
now?
good news is captions are working.
Okay,
Yeah.
still working. Nice.
Okay, good. Now it looks like it's working on my end. Yay! Okay, cool.
Yay!
Hi! Welcome to Threeflings, the only show where we fling threes every Friday, except the Fridays that we don't. I'm Jess. And OBS decided to fuck with me today. That gets this put as an adult show on YouTube, because I said that within the first 10 minutes. Anyway, tonight we're playing Oops All Draculas, a game that is currently crowdfunding, where everyone plays as a Dracula. So, without further ado, let's introduce our wonderful cast and the wonderful Draculas they're playing, starting with Zan. Tell us about your Dracula.
Hello, I'm Zan, and tonight I am playing the Innocuous, otherwise known as the childlike or innocent appearing vampire, but they're often quite dangerous, and I am playing Dorothy with her... Dorothy, yes. And they accept all pronouns, and their companion is an octopus named Tantalus.
Awesome. DW, tell us about your Dracula.
Hi, I'm playing Calodia. His pronouns are she, her, and she's an aristocrat vampire. So it's a little bit fancy.
A little bit fancy.
It's a little bit fancy. She looks about 38. About 38. Looks at roughly 38 in 4 months, you know. But is about 300 years old.
All right. And lastly but not leastly, Ink, tell us about your Dracula.
Hey, my name is Ink. You can find me in the chat and on Twitter at These Dead Pens. Tonight I am playing your Nosferatu monstrous vampire named Stan, who is just a happy little tourist trying to learn the most about humanity and why they are the way that they are. Stan is over 300 years old and has a familiar, which is just a random New York City pigeon named Renfield.
Bless Renfield.
Everyone else mentioned age. Dorothy is 150, so the youngest by a bit, and also the youngest looking age of 11.
Yeah. Which brings me to tonight's content warnings. You could see them on the screen possibly, but tonight is going to feature blood, capitalism, mind control, and an undead child, as well as a pigeon, an octopus, and I have completely forgotten what...
Raccoon!
A raccoon, yes! So, a pigeon, an octopus, and a raccoon. So if any of those are things that you don't want to deal with, feel free to step out, and we will see you next week. When if you're stepping out for the raccoon, don't come back next week either, because we're playing Raccoon Sky Pirates. But we have a lot of VODs that you are welcome to watch. So we created our characters and our bonds with each other off screen, but we are going to create our house together on screen. So we know that you all kind of not sired each other, but, you know, some of you have been together for quite some time. So tell me where you live. And is it a house? Is it an apartment? And what protection does it have? Does it have wards, alarms, animal defenses, brambles, a doorman?
Good question.
I'm going
Last
to
time we went
say
how?
right now,
Yeah.
an apartment is way too small for my wardrobe, so we better be in a house.
An apartment,
But
but
I-
you pay extra for the wardrobe next to it.
Or like
Yeah,
you
you've
own
got,
an
like,
entire
an apartment
apartment
next door.
building.
Yeah,
Yep.
an entire apartment complex.
Oh, the
and-
worst thing, landlords. Add that to the content warnings.
And oh my god, I have a different apartment for who I feel like being today. That sounds great.
It's kind of like a bastardization of the queer dream, which, you know, you always see to, like, get a building that you and your friends can all live together and everybody gets their own apartment. It's like that, except, you know, you're also terrible landlords.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you have as your protection? Is it a doorman or person of door?
I can imagine that we have probably hired someone just to hang out at the front. Definitely don't tell him why he's a doorman for a building that has no tenants.
Wait. I have an idea.
Okay.
What if we have something like the Sherlock Holmes Irregulars, where I have, like, connections with children throughout the neighborhood, and they watch our house for us?
There's only one thing worse than a vampire, a child.
So is this like kind
And
of
the alarm is they just all sing like really creepily, like nothing is scary.
Oh, they're all the
Kids
shining
singing.
child.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm the
Go along.
creepiest one of them all.
Yeah.
oh
You have the conch.
Okay, so is this sort of like, are you pretending this is an orphanage? Like, do children live here?
Great question.
You know, we probably have enough rooms. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So my
Yep.
next question of why are children afraid of the house probably doesn't apply. Although maybe why are the neighborhood kids afraid of the house? Because the kids who live here are just too terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Really.
they're the weird kids that, like, when you go to school, they're like, anyway, we're gonna go hang out by the gas station. And you're like, okay, so I'm not gonna go to the gas station after school and get food because I don't want to deal with that. They're not even necessarily terrifying, they're just weird.
Apart from you, what creepy thing lives in your house? Why won't it leave?
Oh.
And why do you like it here?
My brain just went to a thing where this guy had like a cardboard cutout of Dwayne the Rock Johnson in his living room. So whenever people came over and like stayed over and they had to use the bathroom, they'd see like Dwayne the Rock Johnson standing in the corner like he's about to fight, like in the dark.
I knew a girl in
friend
college who had a cardboard cutout of Han Solo shooting his gun right when you walked into her dorm room. She would put it in front of the door before bed. So she was like, so I know nobody's coming in because they'll think they're about to get shot.
I had a friend who thought they had like a kind of a stalker watcher every time they passed his house really late, and it turned out after months of like seeing this person that's staring at them at the exact time they would walk past, it was a cardboard cutout of Spider-Man.
Cracking just that I have a cardboard cutout of Danny DeVito at my office at work.
That's amazing.
I also lived by these frat guys who had like a Pennywise blow up thing that would like wave. They would put it in the window and it just waved. It was the scariest fucking thing.
Oh my
like
god.
See, how
terrified
do
version-
all of you know someone who has a cardboard cutout of someone? I don't
Sorry.
get it. I didn't
It's like-
have anyone who
It's
had
like
one
the
of
most
those.
terrifying version of that scene in Christmas of Home Alone.
Home Alone,
With
yeah.
Kevin and a bunch of the Christmas cutouts. I had another friend that had like a cardboard cutout of David Tennant in their house from like when he was the Doctor, and that confused everyone because it was just him and his dad, and everyone was like, "Why?"
Is the scary thing in your house like a body pillow?
Oh,
Oh, please, yes.
No.
So
my
what's-
brain went to the alligator from Lost, the Draculas, because it's got the same name as Zan's character, Dorothy.
No, I am the cardboard cutout.
How about like a cool cryptid or something?
Yeah. Does Mothman like rent a room here? Or are you not cool enough for
Oh.
Mothman?
We might not be
I-
cool enough
I
for
think-
Mothman.
Well, I'm an aristocrat. So I got
Someone
a lot
definitely
of my
tried to get Mothman to move in, and
clothes.
he's trying to decide whether or not he wants to break his lease.
Yeah.
Oh my god, do I have to chase Mothman out of my room so that he doesn't eat my, like, cloth?
No, I definitely give Mothman my old, like, fancy dress that I'm done with.
Okay, so Mothman
And it's
has,
like a one and done
an-
situation. Like I'll wear something once and I'm like, that's done.
This is where the missing socks go with Mothman.
Yeah.
Okay, and Mothman has, like, an entire, like, we've made the attic crawl space into an apartment just for Mothman.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm.
Just like Mothman really loves Christmas and Hanukkah. So in your condo house, what is broken? Is it an appliance? Is it a door? Is it someone's heart?
Someone's heart is broken. Oh.
Why do I feel like that's too serious for the level of like shit post this house is so far?
Yeah.
Unless it's Mothman's heart.
Mothman, no!
Okay,
He-
there.
He just split up
There
with his
are-
partner. He's got to find some place to live. He's renting here.
I think there's one stair in every flight of stairs that is broken.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I like the idea of we fix it and then a different one breaks.
Yes.
So it's different every
Ooh.
week.
I love that. Okay. How does your house annoy the neighbors?
Well, I think the creepy kids that we have in this house probably annoy the neighbors a lot,
So they're loud.
especially
yeah.
if they're.
They leave their stuff on like
No.
And
the
lots of
lawn.
like balls thrown into
I think
balls thrown into their window. I
think they are too obvious in their spying on the other
Mhm.
neighbors.
Yep. It's very much like I dare you to say something, do it, say it.
Yeah.
Tell me you know that I'm doing this, do it.
I'm just imagining all of these children think they're Harriet the Spy and are like looking for a murderer across the street, not realizing that like they live with a bunch of murderers.
Yeah, they live in a house with vampires and they're suspicious of their neighbors.
Yeah.
After all, the vampires are nice to them, but giving them a place to live and food, and they just
Yep.
we just ask them to look after us during the day because we all have night jobs, and look
Mhm.
and make sure the neighbors aren't up to anything nefarious.
Do you feed on
I'm
these
just a-
children?
No.
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't.
Okay.
I was like, definitely one of the things that annoys people is that we have a raccoon that is a pet and constantly goes through their trash. That's definitely a thing.
Yeah,
That
too.
too.
Yeah.
All right. And the last question. For each of you, tell me about your favorite part of the house and why you love it there.
Sorry, I'm laughing at I'm straight, but I'm gay for Mothman. I'm gonna give that to Alexis, so Alexis can have that as like a Twitter banner or something. Okay.
Room 7 has my favorite clothes, but rooms 7 through 14 are mine.
Okay.
7 through 14. Do we have a room 13? Have we,
Of
have we
course
committed
we
to
do.
the bit? Okay.
No room 4.
Oh, actually, 13 is Tantalus's room.
Yes.
Oh,
Good.
nice. I have one of those penthouse floors where the whole floor is the room.
Oh, I like
And
that. I like that a lot.
Just real lavish. It's all open plan, so just a fancy footed bath, just on the big rug with a shower head between up and thing. It's a little awkward when you visit, but we've known each other long enough. You've seen everything.
Architectural digest type shit.
Yeah, and it's just it's very fancy to the point where it's really tacky and disgusting.
So it's like
leopard
Trump
print,
penthouse.
rose gold. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Everything's
Oh, we love
gold or fur.
We love the taco bowls.
yeah, and there's gold ornaments of things that have fascinated me through the years, like a train. This train was an amazing invention. A plane, there's a golden escalator, that too. Just the wonders of cafe.
I'm thinking of in Dodgeball when Ben Stiller's showing off the painting of him taking the bull by the horns, and it's it's a metaphor, but it really happened. I really did that. So, Stan, tell me about your favorite room in the house.
So my brain immediately went to Jason Mendoza's room from The Good Place, where he's got the poster of Ariana Grande on the wall, and it's just a basement space. I'm imagining that it's probably very much an old 80s basement with a TV set and shit. It's got a computer in the corner, on a shitty little IKEA desk. And then there are postcards and shit taped to the wall to the point where you cannot see wallpaper. It is all cardboard cutouts of Frank Sinatra and pictures taken next leaning on the Eiffel Tower, but very terribly done. And that is the entirety of this room.
So
Yeah,
it's just
I think-
fan pictures.
It's mainly just pictures of I have traveled, I have learned things, but also I am not good at awareness.
I'm thinking Rose. Sorry, I just saw Titanic in the theater very recently. So it's at the end where Rose has all of the pictures of herself and brought them in suitcases everywhere and was I rode a horse. I went to the carousel. I did all the things. I need 4 cases of luggage of pictures of just me, not my family.
Yep, there's definitely a picture on the wall of the 3 of them, Dorothy, Claudia, and then Stan just in a thumbs up. Dorothy looked very unimpressed, in front of Times Square. It's yeah.
Yep. Sounds about right.
So
Rooms.
go
I
ahead.
never really actually described room 7.
Yeah.
Room 7 is the room with my not so secret obsession with anime things. So it's all the kind of cute cosplay and anime themed hoodies and that one limited edition bunny ear headset. Yeah, it's all of those things.
I love it. Very good.
So, nighttime.
Is the right time.
Yes.
Vampires.
Do you sleep in coffins? Where are all of you when night rises?
I definitely sleep in a massive coffin. It's a queen size bigger bed that rotates, but it's also a coffin.
It rotates
A rotating coffin.
like a rotisserie
Yeah, but,
chicken
on top of the
rotation,
lid.
or in a circle like a Christmas tree.
I
on
imagine
top of it, it's also padded like a couch on top, so you can Yeah, it's a place to rest, read some magazines, you know. Read,
I love
it.
Luxury
And then,
coffin.
Yeah, luxury coffin.
I love that. I really love how Nandor and What We Do in the Shadows' coffin is like fur-lined. That just seems so comfy.
And hot.
You gotta be comfy if that's where you're gonna sleep.
Right?
Memory foam coffin, let's go.
I'd say I have a different coffin or bed in every room, but in room 7 there is a limited edition like blood plus coffin that they only made like 5 of in Japan and absolutely had to have it. It's probably not very comfortable, but definitely the height of fashion.
You refuse
And
to admit that it's
nerddom.
uncomfortable, because then you'd admit that it's a waste of money.
Exactly. It's never a waste of money. It's limited edition.
Probably. If we're gonna talk about like when night falls, it's probably at least currently Stan is sitting at the computer typing out shit for like their WordPress or their Medium account because people read things during the day, not at night. So this is like me being up late doing my humbloot ass teenager shit.
I'm just thinking, like, I'm doing my dark deeds on the internet.
My dark biddings.
That was it.
I love that.
So, where are all your children at this time? Like, do they just go out?
Who knows? It's my attitude towards the children.
There are at least 2 or 3 in the house at all times.
Okay.
I imagine like the bottom floor is theirs, and they've got a kind of rec room gaming area,
Library.
and yeah, they've got like living area and then playing area, and I imagine there are some kids that can at least use a microwave, so they've got like the whole what is it? Theater cave den type situation where they've got a refrigerator and a microwave and a soda machine and pinball, because just to keep them entertained.
I love it.
And I think
Kids.
I would probably cook dinner for them when I wake up.
Okay.
Like, something pretty easy, pretty fancy. Because, like, I feel like I don't really care much for kids, but I was a kid once. Like, like, it's not their fault they're shit. Like, it's not
You
their
don't
fault
care
they're tiny
much
and
for
annoying.
kids, and yet you turned
Yeah, but,
Dorothy.
Yep.
That explains our relationship.
I was explaining the other day that I have a very similar reaction with my nieces and nephews, where I'm like, I know that you're small people and you can't control anything, which is okay with me, and I'm trying to be sympathetic about that. However, you have been crying for 5 minutes and I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, there's definitely a pig too hard basket for the, what's my name? Calodia.
Calodia.
Where it's just like, I tried. I'm out.
And
But no, she'll cook food for them and like make sure they got like good books to read so that they can and does some like social activities with them because social things are a big deal to her. And maybe when as they grow up and leave the nest, some might choose to stay. And maybe turn them into vampires if they're in good sorts. But for now, we'll just make sure that they're not going to turn to horrible people because those horrible people live with us currently. Well, those people.
A very
people live with us.
A very fancy woman, like, what's up, fellow kids?
Yeah, it's a very
but is also
approach.
but is also bearing food, so is immediately accepted.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, the kids are kind of shit with their table manners, but the couple of the older kids are like, no, Colodia's cooking dinner. You have to be like, napkins in your lap. She's like old fashioned. And the rest of them are just kind of like, thanks, Aunt Claudia. I'll take it to go. And like are grabbing whatever you gave them and rushing out the door.
I'm like, take the napkins.
And try like wrapping up whatever you made in like cloth napkins. And then there is a knock at your door. And it's like an insistent, I would say almost a shrill knock.
Yeah, okay. Probably hear it from my blog spotty chat. Be like, Dorothy, Claudia, there's someone at the door! We've made an agreement that I'm not allowed to answer the door because last time I did that, the Amazon guy refused to come again.
I will check this security system. There's gonna be a camera outside the door. I'm gonna check the door cam,
100%.
see who's out there first before anyone goes near it.
Okay. How old is this security system and how functional is it? Because you don't have a techno in your house.
We do not have a techno.
I mean, you can...
I can lift you up to look through the eye hole.
That's true. That'll probably be faster.
Okay.
So we have the system, but it's faster actually to peek through the eye hole.
Yep.
Okay. So you see two women standing there. And wow, the music decided to get very Tim Burton-y about this. One of them has a very tight blonde ponytail and is wearing a t-shirt that says like Chanel and is clearly wearing Lululemon yoga pants and has a water bottle with like Mom #1 sticker on it. And the other woman has her arm around her and is wearing a pantsuit. And they both look livid.
They're trying too hard. Oh, this is going to be annoying.
You recognize
I'm already
them
bored with
as
this.
your neighbors.
Okay. I quickly rush to the kitchen and put on the apron for like cooking, and
And I'm still on your shoulders.
Oh.
yeah,
She
yeah,
lets me
and just grab
fall.
some flour and just like sit it on my face, and then rush back to the door, and I take it off my shoulders, and then just
No,
open the door.
I think you should open the door with me on your shoulders. I think this is a great visual.
yeah, that's cute. That's really cute. And then I open the door, like laughing, like, oh, hello.
Claudia! Hi!
Good evening.
And
What are you doing for? I've just been cooking with the kids. You know how it is.
I do know how it is. You remember us. It's Sandy and my wife, Marissa. The woman in the yoga pants is talking. Speaking of those gosh darn kids, you know that one of your little angels was playing a very grown-up game with my Bartholomew and had him tied to a post and said that the darkness was coming and seemed to be engaging in, I don't want to say the word sexual, but it was definitely something going on with his mouth and licking my Bart's neck.
It's like I'm going to like make a gasp and be like, "Mom, what are they saying? That doesn't sound like something they should be saying around me."
Yeah. Let's switch to.
Do you want to give me a disarming roll?
Yes, please.
Oh, good. I love it.
Okay, and I'm also kind of using my codependence here to help out Claudia. So remind me on rolls. I roll 1, right? Or
1 per
2,
however
something.
many are in your stat.
Okay. And then I rolled 2 4s.
Okay, so you need a 5. Oh, you get +1. You can roll 1 mark, so you're in your house.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, sick.
And that would be a 5.
Cool, so that is
No.
1 success. So, what are you trying to do here? Are you trying to make them leave? Are you trying to make them, like, just not talk about this anymore?
Yeah, I'm trying to right now they're plowing ahead, they're angry, they're making accusations, but I'm trying to throw them off balance because with me there, they won't be able to actually say what they're getting at.
Got it, okay. So, they immediately, like, switch tacks seeing you. I'm gonna say, it's, Sandy nudges, Marissa, and is like, hey, look who's here. And she's like, oh, we're so sorry. We thought you had done that old-fashioned thing that you do where you just let your children run wild in the street because you don't apparently care if they get hit by cars or abducted by strangers. I forgot that little Dottie was here. Oh. And you...
It's like I'm going to frown at them and I go, strangers are scared of me, aren't they, Mama? I'm gonna try and throw them even more off balance.
What was that?
That's not your fault, honey. And I rustle your hair.
She's like, wow.
Okay, so you're saying you're Bartholomew? That's the name, Bartholomew?
Yes, it's a perfectly normal name for a child. It's his grandfather's name. We call him... Bartholomew.
He was tied against a tree by one of our kids.
Yes, one of those little ghoulish ragamuffin children that you have.
They are ghouls, aren't they? Do you remember which one?
I'm imagining Bart Simpson. This is all I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
She said, of course, all of you.
Which one of our little ghouls?
One of the ones with the t-shirt and the sweatpants.
Many of them wet t-shirts, honey.
And basically, Dorothy's gonna be like, which one was it? Was it Barry, Alan, Aiden,
Barry Allen,
Matthew? It's like, or you never really said which one, if they were identifying as more boy than girl, because we also have Alice and Faith and basically she's going to start listing all of the names unless somebody stops her.
Oh, yes.
I believe it was Alice because I thought of you, sweetie. Because Alice in Wonderland and Dorothy in Oz, and I thought, how fun it is. Must be for the two of you to live in a house where there are absolutely no rules or oversight.
There are rules.
So many rules.
Yeah, I bet we say that at the same time.
I ring a bell, and it's kind of like in music, like all the kids, or Mary Poppins, I don't know. I think it was Sound of Music. All the kids, like, backstage, you need to get here now. Bell. And they know to line up backs against the wall.
Backs against the wall.
Yeah, like, you know, and
Like,
and
and we line up
ready for
like
attention.
we line up like shortest to tallest.
like the Von Trapp children.
They like the Von Trapp. Yeah.
The Von Trapp children.
Okay. So the few children who have not rushed out line up. And she's like, well, I do see that you have some discipline in this house, which might be old-fashioned. We prefer the timeout chair and letting children explore their boundaries on their own. However, if you're not interested in modern parenting, that's absolutely fine. What I wanted to talk to you about is having a get-together with maybe little Alice. Maybe you can come over for some coffee and bars, and we can have a talk with Alice and with Artie and talk about what is and is not appropriate for their age, and nice ways to play and mean ways to play. And the one in the suit just puts her hand on her wife's shoulder and goes, or we'd be more than happy to call Child Protective Services.
Oh, well, our children are very well protected here. Have you seen our security system? We have a big fence. We've got some very well-trained animals. So there's no issue there. I'm going to do a manipulation roll.
Yeah, please do.
To kind of be like, that's a little extreme. Child services.
And I'm also...
We ring a bell and they line up. Come on.
Can
you
I
can
help
add
with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can add 2d6 because Dorothy is there being a useful tool for you. And also you're in the house. Dorothy, how do you want to help? Do you want to add your disarming to it?
Yeah.
Codependence?
I'll do codependence for this one because we worked as a team for so long that I know what I'm supposed to do when things like Child Protective Services come around.
Yeah. Roll me all them dice.
Yeah, in the other room, like,
So what's going on with Stan?
Yeah, Stan is, like, poking his head out and is, like, looking at the two of them while they're talking, being like, what
And
the
Dorothy's
fuck is
just like-
happening?
Dorothy's just like, "Good, just go back inside the room. We got this."
Just, like, but staying in the doorway and, like, looking, just like,
It's like, meanwhile, I'm like gesturing to getting the other children to smile, quote unquote, disarmingly at these two ladies, which is going to come across really creepy because I've basically, I get them all to smile in the exact same creepy way.
I got 2 successes, 2 5s.
Oh, sweet. And what about Zan?
Oh, I'm rolling 2. I did not. 2. That's 1 success and 2 successes.
So you have 4 successes. So
Ooh.
that's... And were there any 6s on there, or just everybody got 5s?
I get 2 6s.
Okay.
Nice.
So what do you want these women to do? Because you have...
F off our porch.
Yeah, because you have
And be
succeeded
satisfied about it.
really well. Like, you basically
Okay.
needed 2 successes, and you got the equivalent of 6.
Ooh. I like this.
I
I would say
think-
that I definitely have corralled the children, and we are just being so disarming and sweet, and I just need to help Matthew with his homework real quick, or something like that. And it's just like being a little perfect bubble of like cooperation and well-behaved children, which you never see ever. Especially not with this many children in one area. And I'm probably making them a little bit jealous.
I think I want to kind of make it seem like this is a one-off thing. We'll have the talk, kind of. But I will say that if they really want to organize just a dinner with the two kids that had a bit of an issue, so we can tell them, like, you know, what's appropriate, I would be happy to.
Okay. They're kind of taken aback seeing how well-behaved your kids are and seeing how shockingly wealthy you seem to be. Like, they definitely thought that these were children running wild. And seeing this very well-appointed kitchen and taking time to take it in. There are not bloody dishes everywhere. Because you're too fancy for that.
A little different from our last house.
Yeah. Very different from your last house. They kind of look around and go, well, yeah, I think a dinner could be nice. Maybe we could do a whole neighborhood potluck. And, yeah, we could definitely swap recipes or something. I think that would be nice.
I would
maybe
love that. Oh, yes.
If you want to come to church with
And
us
the whole
sometimes.
neighborhood potluck. Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, you know, sometimes it's just a bit scary to go to church when you don't know anyone.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. We will make sure you meet all of the right people. Don't go to the Lutheran church. They don't use real wine. Presbyterians are where it's at. We are going to get you set up. We have the best cheesy potatoes, 3 different kinds after every service, plus Krispy Kreme.
Oh, now you're speaking my language. It will be hard to leave our old church, though, even though it's such a drive away. You know, we can only attend the night service. You know, we just, again, with the knowing new people, you know, we moved here and...
You're not, like, Catholic, are you? Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, everyone serves the Lord.
I just laugh like, isn't that ridiculous? I promise you, we're not Catholic. But anyway, please.
Our good friend Dina's a Unitarian. Their food sucks, but they're very nice people if you like folks who believe in everything and nothing all at once. So, you know, we go to her church sometimes.
Oh wow, I feel like I know these people and I hate them.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you on Sunday, and we'll get that dinner organized.
I might have to check my calendar for this Sunday. It's, you know, I tend to organize things far in advance, you know, with social standings and taking the kids to speech lessons and other language lessons, and just such a busy schedule. But how about when we have dinner, I'll let you know when I'm free and I'll bring over my calendar.
That sounds delightful. We have been trying to get Artie to learn French, Hebrew, and Russian. But he's so stubborn, he only wants to learn Spanish, and we're like, Artie, you only need to learn that to talk to your help. Anyway.
Meanwhile, I'm going to say something absolutely rude in Japanese.
It was lovely talking to you. So sorry for the mix-up, but we will see you next time. It was delightful. Thank you so much for having us in.
Oh, anytime. And, I mean... I would be honored if you would invite me into your place at any time as well.
You are welcome anytime, night or day. All of you are.
My hair in the back of my neck fizzles up and it's like, that's an invitation. Yes, I shut the door. Love you! Slam.
Santa's sitting there like looking at...
I turn my heel to Alice. I'm like... Alice, you kissing the boy next door.
No, I was trying to eat the boy next door.
Whoa.
I was practicing.
What?
He's not
What do you
old
want?
enough to be eaten, Alice.
No, and
You know what? You know what?
I would just wanted to be like you.
Oh, we
I'm
don't
gonna give
eat
Alice a
people,
hug.
break people. Yeah. You tried.
Like,
But please don't try
Alice,
again. We
if
can role play or something. You can bite your teddy bears and soft toys and whatever the
I
things
do.
you have. There we go. Let's keep it at that. It's more fun. You can pretend they're screaming.
it's like, and Alice just goes, "Hey, but remember what we talked about when biting, like that? It's just like you have to
I
figure
didn't
out,
do it in the house.
right,
I did it at
But-
their house. In their yard.
It's a bit too close to our house. Let me also ask,
Well, you
did he
should have
ask
been more
for it?
Pacific.
Did he ask for it, or was he doing something bad?
No, I just wanted to know if you wanted to play a game.
Oh, we're gonna have a lovely lesson on consent, kids.
Yep.
For everyone involved. But I'm really. You've had your dinner, but I'm really hungry. Mum's gonna feed, you know. I might see. I'm gonna go. Go study something now. Okay, you're not in trouble, but just don't do it again.
Artie next door smelled like he would taste really good.
I'm sure he
I-
does.
Bet he does, but we can do better than that for your first biting of a person.
Yeah.
It's like when you get the urge to do that again, don't and ask me if it's okay. All right?
I grab a bit of broccoli from the kitchen and just shove it in her hands. Here, chew on this, it's good for you. And then I go to Stan's room.
Yeah, you
Aw.
absolutely see Stan like writing, like looking up local churches on the computer and like reading the reviews. Like how people can leave reviews for churches on like Yelp and shit.
All right. So, Stan,
Yes.
what have you been up to while you were watching this? What plans do you have? Are you going to go out and hunt?
I think now that it is dark and it is starting to hit the time when people are going to go home, I am trying to figure out what we are going to do, like where we're going to go now that it's night, because I want to see like a movie or something, and I don't want it to be a thing where I go to the movie theater and get screamed at.
Has that happened before?
Probably before Stan had Claudia and Dorothy probably tried to like go see like a show in broad daylight and then realized people are terrified when you just do that and you look like a pale raisin.
Broad daylight, I'd be terrified.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You just burn up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like full on like during the day and not like a teenager that is working the overnight shift at a movie theater and doesn't care.
Got it.
Mhm.
Oh. Definitely like a, oh yeah, you're here, watch the midnight showing of Twilight, cool.
Alright. So, first off, is everybody else having major lag? Because that means it's something going on with me, as opposed to with y'all.
I didn't hear you, you cut out there in the middle.
Oh, maybe it is me. I was asking if everybody was having lag from the stream, because that means it's OBS. My OBS, and not just Arcline. Oh, well. Anyway, let me
I
know.
thought it was my internet connection. I'm not sure if there's a lag in voices, but I know I've been having the video go fuzzy. But that could, as I said, be my internet connection.
I think OBS is mad because I haven't updated it. Anyway. So, Claudia's going out to feed. Do you usually take anyone with you, or are you a lone feeder?
Depends who's hungry. happy to have company.
Sure.
Okay, we can do the
Yeah, I'll follow you all.
parent-child. Oh, Stan, you coming as well?
Parent-child,
Family
grandparent.
outing.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
fun.
Parent-child, hard to deal with teenager. Do you have one of those scary alien or werewolf masks or something you can put on?
Oh yeah, I got plenty of those. I mean, I've got
For Stan.
Ooh,
For Stan.
I've got one of those painted fox masks. Those are cool.
Stan, your choice. You're the one wearing the mask. Unless it's dark enough.
Or an Oni
no one's
mask.
gonna know.
How dark is it? How dark is it at this point? How long was that bullshit at the door?
You had dinner, and then you had the bullshit at the door, so I'll say it's like 9. It's pretty dark.
Okay.
Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy to just go out at this point. I would just be happy to go out with like a hoodie and be like, "Yay!"
I imagine there's like the dark hoodie, sweatpants, Nosferatu. There's the extremely fancy aristocrat, and then there is this teeny child in like an anime cat girl kind of cute-esque.
I love it.
I like how you put up the Ronald Reagan rock and roll thing, and I thought of the fucking Baby Driver, the Mike Myers scene.
Huh. So, each of you have chosen a favorite flavor, as in your favorite kind of person to feed upon. Or your favorite blood type. What are each of your favorite flavors? What are you hunting for tonight?
Okay, so mine are, tourist trappers, like those people that if you look like a tourist, they try to steal your wallet and shit.
Oh, so you don't go for the tourists. You go for the people who prey on tourists.
Yes, because Stan's got, like, the annoying, like, I love New York City hat on, and is very much like if you try to steal from me, I will annihilate you and turn your body to dust. You sell fake weed!
and I think because I know you like that type, I when we hunt together, I walk around with like my phone and a selfie stick.
Yes!
Like being a fancy person, you know.
And meanwhile, I am the child who looks like they are alone and easy prey.
With expensive anime gear on, that kid's probably got some cash.
Yeah, it's like so.
Really
Not only do I attract
weeps.
people like pickpockets, also like predator type people.
Oh god.
And you
I
know,
love
it's like considering we have a bunch of kids at our house, I want to weed out as many predators as possible.
You want to weed out as many predators as possible.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got people who prey on tourists. We've got child predators and weebs. And Claudia, what is your favorite flavor?
Just strong buff men.
Love it.
Oh, by the way, I called my favorite flavor salty.
Salty?
I love that.
Or men that look really important.
Like,
you know,
don't
if
have
you
to
get a woman that was like alive 300 years ago, it's pretty satisfying. Taking down like a gym rat, you know.
I like that your companions are like, I want to study someone's dark deeds and get them that way. And you're just like, that guy's hot. I'm gonna eat him.
Eat him and destroy him. Probably some content warning.
Content warning, buff men.
Jim bro.
No, she likes a fun murder.
A fun moaner. Oh my god.
No, murder.
Oh, I thought you said she likes a fun moaner, and I was like, damn, Colodia, okay.
Arcline just said mansplainers, and then Dry said content warning, literal man-eaters.
No, she like rips off their arms and stuff, like and beats them with it. Kind of, she's pretty fun. It's not just about the drinking.
Alright, Clyde, thanks for the cat. I'm about to ruin this because your cat reminds me of Long Furby, and I'm gonna make that your problem in a second.
That cat is so cute. That cat looks like Tony when he was a kitten.
I think it's the angle that I'm not seeing the body as the body. I'm seeing it as like one long neck. So I'm like, why is this cat so long?
So join our Patreon to see Arcline's cat.
Yep. To see this cursed Long Furby imagery.
So, you hit the town, and what do you all, we know what Colodia is wearing, or not Colodia, I was gonna ask, what is Colodia wearing? Because we know what Dottie and Stan are wearing.
Clodia's wearing, like a past knee length, skirt that is, it's kind of frilly, like one of those layered ones that is, it's kind of like an aquamarine with white frills. The top is kind of like a loose, low neck, but button-up top, matching collar, and a really nice fancy trench coat that's like houndstooth pattern, but yellow and black.
I
like how you're dressed
and,
real
like,
nicely.
nice leather boots that are good for jumping and stuff.
You're like the entirety of a luxury brand store, and then you've got a kid that looks like they shop at Hot Topic with like gaming ears with like cat ears on it, and then a person looking like they stumbled through a airbrush t-shirt stand.
So, you hit the town, and it almost seems like Colodia's giving a ghost tour to the two of you. That's kind of, you start to get some other people going up to Stan, actually. It's like, oh my gosh, your tour guide is like so in it. I've never seen a tour guide who actually dressed up. They're usually like, in all black or the Grim Reaper. Like, what company did you go with? Do you mind if we just like hedge in on your tour?
Stan is like looking at Dorothy like,
Dorothy's gonna like obviously yawn and just say, yeah, sure. It's like it's I don't remember what people we went with.
Just the three of you right now.
Yeah. Well, no, because they asked what tour company we went with.
Oh, sorry, my brain.
Yeah.
It's like Dottie's just going to mumble something that's really innocuous, something like,
how fitting.
Ghosts Are Us.
You see Stan like looking at his phone, like pulling up like a really long Apple Note and being like, so I don't have a name for like what we do, but I do have like reviews of every touring company in the area. If you want like an idea of as to what's going on here.
And you've been approached by a couple who are clearly on a date. And then a couple other folks come by. There's like a really big burly dude. And then a couple of folks who just keep like looking around and a little bit shady. And the big burly dude accompanied by a slightly skinnier but like lean and fit guy are just like, hey, is this like where the ghost tour is at? Is this where we're going?
I turn around like, it is now. I was just talking about there's about 16 murders that have been done at that building. I look to my friends and be like, they don't know who the murderer was, but I wink. But there's plenty more places we can tell you about strange things that have happened. Did you go to the gym? And I like touch his deltoid.
I'm going to hang
Those are
back
so
as
cold.
much as I I'm going to hang back and, hang out a little bit too close to the dark alleys, obviously, and, looking at my phone, trying to seem like I'm distracted.
Yeah.
But keeping an eye on the shady types.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's ideal.
So, I'll start with some of those gym guys who are like, yeah, we just came from the gym and then saw, your killer outfit. And we're like, this has got to be, a ghost tour, bruh. And, we don't actually have any money. But we were hoping that, maybe we could be your tour assistants.
They're trying to get a tour off of vibes.
Or something. Or,
a tour
lift you up and you'd be like, oh, the ghost is here. But it's just, us.
Oh, I see. So you're locals.
Yeah,
You said you go to the gym near here?
Yeah, we're local to, the neighborhood, but we're not local to, this tour. We just came to the tour because, you look like a big, pretty bee.
Well, you're looking at a big, pretty
The vibes.
bee. So, but here's the thing, that where we just finished the local tour, we're about to get on a bus. And just go into just the next suburb over. I know it's quieter there, but there's a lot of good stories to tell. And you know what? This time it can be free, and then you can maybe tag us on your Instagram. I'm sure you have one.
Oh yeah, man, let's take a selfie right now. And he pulls out his phone and is like, ghost tour lady!
Can I see that photo? I don't think the lighting's very good.
Give me a manipulation
Stan is also
roll.
taking pictures. Stan is taking pictures of the background yeah!
Delete that photo. No evidence. I got one success.
Okay, yeah, you can delete the photo. Without them noticing.
How about you take it, let's take a group photo when you can some people looking scared, and you can look really manly, your ghosts don't scare you.
I'm not afraid of no ghost.
Exactly. Yeah. Have you seen Ghostbusters? I'm sure you have.
Only 800 times, except for the one with chicks that ruined my childhood, bro.
Was it the one with... Okay, off topic. Isn't that the one with Liam Hemsworth as the secretary, which is arguably the funniest part?
Yeah. I'm the worse he gets, the more I'm just oh, this is gonna be so good.
You're like, yes, tell me more about your shit takes.
Yeah. I literally say that to him.
He's like, yes, let me see you less as a person as more and more as food. Bring it.
Tell me more about your ice-cold freezing takes.
But yeah, I kind of lead them back to the group and be like, well, the next part of the tour is about to start, so if anyone wants to join, please, bring it in close. We've got a lot of people from out of town, trying to see if I can get any scammers coming in,
Yeah.
And it's quite dark, so huddle in really tight, okay? So we don't want to lose anybody.
And, let's see, for...
Pockets of light.
Yeah, these gym bros are more than happy to huddle tight with you, you big sexy bumblebee. And you said
Transformers sentence.
Yellow and black. And
I thought of the Transformer.
Oh no. So
it's more of a wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
While you are taking pictures,
do you call Fred?
I did say Fred. That's the frog. You're Stan. Stan, while you're taking pictures, I'll say some folks just wearing hoodies and jeans come by and they're like, oh, ghost tours. So you're are you new to the area?
Jazz Fred is in the distance taking pictures. Yes, that is fun. His little frog flip phone. Stan, being completely honest, being like, yeah, just moved here really like the scenery. It's very cool. There's a lot of fun stuff going on.
I mean, this ghost tour is kind of a touristy thing. I don't know if you want to go see, like, the real part of town. Like, do you want to go to, like,
yes.
where we, like, for real hang out?
Gonna, like, look at, Dorothy and be like, is this, like, a weed thing, or is this, like, an actual ghost thing?
Are you a cop? Because you've, like, gotta say if you're a cop.
Number one, for people that live in America, that is not true. They don't have to tell you shit.
They do not.
Cops can lie to you. It's part of their job. They're allowed to lie to you.
Yep. In fact, they're rather encourred to lie to you to get you to say stuff. So yeah.
Yes. And then Stan is just like, oh no, I don't really like to meddle in that stuff. Not super fun.
Yeah, Dorothy's just gonna like pass by this and just go, he's not a cop, just square.
I love this. I love this so much.
Like, cause like if you want to go see like where it's really at, you know, they're gonna take you to where people died like 200 years ago, but I can take you to where people died like last night.
In like a serial killer way, or like in a cool way?
No, like an alley. Do you want to see like maybe there's ghosts, but there's definitely still blood on the ground?
Dorothy like leans back into the frame and just goes, and now I'm interested.
Yeah. Oh my god, Arcline, am I funded? Thanks to you. Thank you. Holy shit.
Thank you. Oh my god.
Ah!
Good job. Good job.
Yes, we are completely funded.
Ah! Thank you. My computer is too slow to open that, but that is so exciting. Ah, thank you so much.
All funded.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. This is great.
Thank you.
So, yeah, do you want to see a body?
Stan is like, has one of those like, disposable like, pharmacy cameras and is like cranking the wheel on it and being like, yeah. I just remember going to like the zoo as a kid and getting one of those and my mom being like, don't shake it, don't drop it, don't let it get wet.
Cool. So if you wanna just follow me, we can like leave this ghost tour, but I gotta tell you, like, just follow me down the alley. You could, is that your daughter?
Oh no, she lives in the same apartment building as me.
Oh, wow. She lives all alone. That's like, that's really sad.
I mean, none of us.
It's basically Dorothy's just like playing out her phone, looking distracted, and going, "I'm emancipated."
Yeah, like technically, none of us live alone because we live together in the apartment building. But that's less of, I think, of what you mean.
Yeah, I've got like 7 rooms to myself.
Cool.
Stan is sending a text to Claudia being like, BRB, these guys have a real tourist thing to show me. And then it's got like it's got like the emojis at the end where it's like people like pumping their fists and like dancing and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you two want to, like, follow me, and, I'm gonna say, because, Dorothy, you're, like, attuned to people being creepy. And, also, you know what, Stan, you have been around long enough to recognize a con when you see one. You see this guy kind of gesture to 2 other people who were just kind of leaning around, like, looking on their phone.
Yeah.
And you get that these folks are going to try and get you in an alley to corner you. And this guy's like,
Give you what?
Get you in an alley to, like, rob you or something. He's like, yeah, but if you could just come with me, I really want to take you to where the body was, but we got to take a bus and I don't have my wallet. So if I, like, take you to an ATM machine, Could you get money out? And then I also lost my bag. I came here to visit my girlfriend, and I'm like out $500. So if you could like just spot me to get a hotel for the night, and then I can take you. So like, let me take you to the ATM machine, and then I'll show you something really cool.
Stan goes into his pocket and has like a Velcro wallet and like opens it and you hear like the whipping of the Velcro wallet and it's just like, I have like 10 single $1 bills for the bus.
That's okay. We'll take you to the ATM machine and you can get some more.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
Yeah, let's
point,
go
like,
to
looking at
the
Dorothy and just,
ATM
like, yeah.
machine through that alley over there. I think that'd be great.
Yeah,
My
let's
keen
go.
vampire senses pick up people saying ATM machine. I'm just like, which?
Say, you know, I've made someone hateful when I call it an ATM
Yeah.
machine.
Oh my god, yeah, it's one of those things where like you don't realize it, but then as soon as people say it and you read it, you're like, oh my god!
So do you go with this man who's clearly telling you the truth?
Yeah, of
I'm gonna
course.
like look at Dorothy and we're like, yeah.
We're just going to ambush the ambushers in the alley because that seems like a fantastic thing to do.
Vindication!
So, how do you do that? I'm guessing Dorothy's going to use Hunter. But for Stan, are
Yes.
you going to use Horror on them? Are you going to make one of them into a spawn? Are you going to attack them with shadows and shadow cast? What are you going to do?
So
or
I
are you
have-
going to try and hunt too? Because you can do anything any of your fellow vampires can do. You just, get fewer dice to do it.
So I have dream weaving as my thing, and I want to kind of, if I can, manipulate everything around it so that it kind of seems like we have, Dorothy and I have entered into the alley and now we are nowhere to be found.
Ooh.
So they get disoriented.
I
and
love
then
that.
from there, I am just gonna be behind them and like bonk them over the head with a selfie stick.
I love that. Yeah. You can
Could
definitely roll that for me. Yeah. And what were you going to say?
It's like, just in the interest of probably making this even more awesome, could I also use the link, which of the fellow Draculas comes to me for advice? Because it seemed like Stan was coming to me for advice with these people to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
I think I'm going to use that.
To give yourself a +1.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's okay.
And this is a pretty easy feed. You only need like 1 success.
I was gonna say I have 2 out of the 5, and one of them is a 6.
Okay.
I succeeded once.
Okay, so that was 3 successes, and you only needed 1. So how do you scare this man to death before feeding on him? How does this go?
That's a great question.
You get his
main
friends
goal-
too? Like, what do you do?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
like basically I kind of like do a little like motion to make sure that Stan knows that he can take the 2 of them that are talking to us, and I've got the ones that are coming up behind us.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm basically just kind of, like I said, making it look like we've walked into the alley and making it completely seem as though we have just, like, gone ahead without them, whatever. Every time I say my main goal, I think of that stupid video of that guy saying, my main goal is to blow up the neck like I don't know nobody. And, my goal is just to basically, like I said, knock this man unconscious with a selfie stick. Because this is what you get for trying to prey on tourists.
I love
Yep, I'm gonna bonk him over the head, and then I am going to, like, leave him something in his pocket that feels like money, but it's just like a little It's like a piece of paper that just says "Jokes on you. I don't have a debit account."
Amazing.
Like, meanwhile, while that is going on,
Yep.
little cat girl has come to a
Tackle
stop
time.
right before all of that nonsense, and I assume once the guys behind us start rushing to try and overwhelm us, just going to do some anime ninja-like moves that I completely spent far too long perfecting, but is perfect for hunts like these.
Yeah.
I'll even like
Mhm.
let loose some of my innocuous vampire aura, and like my eyes will glow pink because it's one of those things where it's supposed to be creepy and threatening, but still makes you stop and wonder if it's really scary before I end up killing you. So,
Gosh, I'm just trying to figure out if this is like a Naruto Shadow Clone Jutsu thing or like a Sailor Moon kind of thing.
more Naruto-esque at this point, but
I love that.
because frankly, these guys aren't big enough bads to bring out Sailor Moon, really. They're
They don't
small-time
deserve
evil.
your magical girl transformation.
They
Yep.
don't.
Uh,
It's like, after all, I'd have to bring out my limited edition Sailor Moon wand. And no, not for this.
not your baby metal magic like glove wand from a concert.
It's like, before they even know it, they're dead.
I love that. So, you scare the shit out of these men. Do you kill them when you feed on them, or do you just drain them and let them live?
I'm gonna let them kind of just chill on the ground, and I'm going to like take out the little camera and like take a picture of me and Dorothy like standing over them like while they're laying on the ground.
Did I get a sense that any of them were more evil than just being really bad at pickpocketing people?
Ooh. What's your signature power?
Signature power was... What were the choices for that? Was
Oh, it's
it,
anything. It's
like...
whatever you want it to be.
Oh.
So if you want
Well,
to say,
I kind
like,
of-
you're good at reading motivations.
Okay. I'd say that since my focus is in hunting,
Yeah.
especially hunting my particular flavor, I'd say I'd be really good at sensing evil from people.
Okay. So yeah, I will say not the guy who approached Stan, but one of the ones coming up the back. Was the one who caused the dead body that you were maybe eventually going to see.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I make a big show smelling it on him, and that one's dead. The other one's just drained.
Nice. And what happens to people after you feed on them? Do they remember you? Or are they like, vampires are real and nobody believes them?
They...
Or do they just think they're like really hungover?
Yeah, you realize.
Well, especially since I make a point to play up the anime-esque thing that they feel like whatever glimpses they remember, they feel like that's not really what happened. That was not real.
Okay.
But they do see like pink glowing eyes and a tiny body that just utterly annihilated them.
I love that so much.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, I think it's a thing where people don't really remember what has happened. Like, they remember following Stan into an alley, but later they, like, wake up and they're like, yo, did I get robbed or some shit? And then you, like, find the note and, like, the photo of us, like, over your body.
Yep.
And shit. And you're
And
like,
one
well,
of you
okay.
is dead.
Yep.
Ah, do you want to see a body? We made one.
Yeah, the thing is, in our tour group, they were talking about that where people could hear. So they go to the police and they're just like, "Yeah, you were talking about taking people to see a body, and now you're with a dead body,
Perfect.
and you can't tell us what happened."
I love it. I love it so much. It's so good. It's so good.
So, Colodia, you are still with the bros.
Hello.
And you said
yeah.
you were getting on the bus, but you're an aristocrat. Do you take them in a limo?
Is it
I
a
take
Hummer
them
stretch
towards the
limo?
bus,
Okay.
but you know how when, like, buses, there's some... I'm gonna say
Is it a party
95%
bus?
bus stops just look seedy. No,
Okay.
just the bus stops that, like, I'm leading to a bus stop that is... Like, in most bus stops that, like, look creepy, the street lamp's broken, there's an alley nearby, like, one of those bus stops where there's no one at. And I'm like, oh, this one takes us now to the haunted mansion, I'm pretty sure, in the East Village of wherever city we are. And then I run into an alley, and I'm like, oh, there's a poor kitten, it's a stray. And I just start daintily clopping my way into there.
Girl, touch it. It's so easy to leave it all alone in the moonlight.
Oh.
As soon as you said street lamp, my brain was there. Get that kitten, bro.
Not the,
And then
now you can't kill them. They're culturally literate. Oh, I love
If you
it.
touch that kitten, bro, you'll understand what happiness is.
I trip and fall on purpose and be like, oh,
I sprained my ankle.
please.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
So thick, yep.
And the leaner muscle guy just like nudges the really beefy one. He's like, "Time to shine." It's like, "Oh."
I say, oh, could the strongest of you two please help me up?
Fear not, fair maiden, for I will carry you wherever it is that you need to go. Your chariot,
Why does he
my
talk-
lady.
Why does he talk like he looks at medieval times?
He's trying to be fancy, because she's clearly fancy.
He's like, I watched A Knight's Tale. I know this. I can speak fancy.
Did you see the medieval times knights were like striking?
No,
What?
that's so funny.
They got overworked,
That's
and there's a little part where it's like, "Do you accept this challenge?" And one of the knights was like, "Nope." I just left.
See,
Amazing.
you said that, but I was imagining a bunch of like knights outside of medieval times holding like picket signs, but that is infinitely better.
Right? When they do the thing like, "Do you accept this challenge?" And he was like,
challenge.
"No, I am not skilled enough."
Not for $17 an hour, I don't.
Yeah. How does the leaner one react when? Because I said the strongest.
Oh, yeah. He was kind of giving his buddy the like, "Now's your shot. Shoot your shot.
Oh, what a good wingman! Oh wow,
Aw.
Shoot your shot, bro."
that's really nice. Yeah.
Shoot your shot. It's a shame that my man is facing the wrong basket.
Yeah. And as he comes to take my hand and lift me up, as I'm being pulled up, I just rip his arm off.
Holy fuck! So,
And then I
Add that to the content warnings.
And
Disarmament.
Yeah. And then I
Yeah.
thought of his friend really hard.
I'm gonna ask you to give me either a horror roll for that, because that's pretty horrifying. But if you can argue something else...
Do I...
That would just be one die, because that's a Nosferatu skill. But if you want to go... If you want to argue shape-shifting, because you're shifting his shape...
Well, I was going to go manipulation, because I'm manipulating his into his friend's arm.
Yeah, sure. Give me a manipulation.
Did I rip off the left arm or the right?
Guys, we have to make that a clip that
What
you can make it shape-shifting because you're shifting his shape.
Yeah.
Give me a manipulation.
No, I got a 4, a 2, and a 3.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Oh, that sinew is really tough. It's not coming off.
So, I'm gonna say you break his arm and give him one of those really nasty fractures where the bone is sticking out. You don't remove the arm. However, it's gruesome, and he is screaming. It's like, how did you do that?
Oh, it just must have been a freak moment of physics. I'm sorry. Let me put it back in for you. And I was like, please, your friend is in need. Come to the skinny guy.
And the friend's like,
20K.
what the fuck, bro? What's wrong with the bumblebee lady? And the skinnier guy just starts to, like, take a martial arts pose. He's like, I'm a swimmer, but I was a yellow belt when I was 12. Get away from my buddy.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm going to...
I think that would be a great time for me to, like, ninja right in front of him and just goes, "Aw, yellow belt. How cute."
Like those tag team moves where they just, like, come in off frame doing a fly kick to someone's hand.
Freaking yellow belt thing, and then there's Dorothy with, like, a Naruto headband on.
Little girl,
It's
get
like
away from here.
It's like I learned all of my martial arts from anime, and I'm still better than you.
I'm going to use my dark power, which is
This is so
which
funny.
is called Fancy Woman Scorn.
Yes.
And it's it's kind of like to them I appear. It's kind of like a horror move. I appear like my voice goes all monstrous. I appear to grow bigger than them and make them feel really small. But it's kind of like because I missed that time when I was an aristocrat and that meant something. Like it just doesn't mean I pay taxes now. Like I was the taxer, and. Basically, it just makes them. It doesn't just scare them; it makes them feel tiny and insignificant, like a surf of ye olde day that I could just,
That's just basically a move called Giant Woman right there.
Be gone, surf!
Some people like that. They don't like this feeling.
Some people are into that.
It gives them a vertigo, like they feel like they're shrinking into a tiny little thing, like their soul and spirit. Like I want to crush this guy.
Oh, I love it. So yeah, you turn into a giant woman and a giant scary woman. And now we also have Dorothy here. Is Stan here as well? Are you all going to team up to terrify and torment these nice little polite gym men?
I say while I'm in the middle of my rant transformation about talking about how little his life is and he should submit to me and my ownership of my land and title. It's gone beyond he's scared but kind of what? I nod to the others and be you can have that one, to the skinny guy, to the lean guy.
I think Dorothy is there simply because of how good of a team they are at hunting. As soon as she hears the scream, Dorothy is just like, I know exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Let me tag team.
Okay.
Stan is there taking pictures and writing an interview for the gym that is on this guy's what is it, tank top or whatever the fuck it is.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, you can all give me a roll to devour these guys if you want to roll manipulation again or shapeshifting.
I'm gonna roll manipulation as part of my signature power to make him like he is completely
Yeah, because your signature power happens
broken down
as it does.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to roll for that.
But like manipulating him to be completely like spiritually and emotionally defenseless. Like, just a...
You want to emotionally devastate this man.
Yeah, that's my power.
And you can add +1 because Dorothy's here to help. And Dorothy, you can roll with whatever you want. Actually, not fashion. That's not applicable. But hunter, disarming, or codependence.
I think I'm going to focus on codependence for this one, but I'm also going to add a bond. Because who do I wish takes me more seriously?
Aha! Yeah.
Oh. I love how this is you wanting to be taken more seriously as you are fighting with a Naruto headband on.
Yeah, exactly.
Stan,
So good.
do you want to turn either of these guys into vampires?
No.
See, that question is less, do I want to turn them into vampires, and we're like, do I want them to then live in our apartment building? Which the answer is no.
No.
Okay, I just wanted to give you your siring spawn option because you are so good at that.
Yes, I also just don't want to hear them constantly try the medieval times Colonia for the rest of eternity, so we're not doing that.
If you want to help then with horror, you are more than welcome to, or shadow casting. Otherwise, it'll just be the 2 rolling.
I can help by doing the dream weaving thing and just making it look like we're helping these guys off the ground.
Oh,
like they've fallen or some shit.
These poor nice men.
I got 2 successes.
And for Colonia, it doesn't even matter if they're nice or not.
Oh, I know. They're just here and they're
It's
hot.
just a bonus. It's just a bonus if they're jerks. It could be like professional cat adopting rescue guys. She's just like, you're beefy. It's Mac
The arms are for holding all the cats.
Yeah.
I need to be this strong to hold all the cats.
It's those videos of like people with crying because they can't hold all the dogs at the same time or something. They're like, I don't have enough hands.
Yeah, Colonia doesn't care.
How many did you get, Claudia? Successes.
I got 2 6s.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
2 6s. Yeah.
So, how do you utterly annihilate these men?
After I make him feel physically and spiritually, emotionally small, so tiny. Oh, actually, I want to know what Dorothy's doing first before as I'm like approaching this guy. I want to look over and see what Dorothy's doing since Dorothy is trying to impress me.
Oh no, is Anne frozen? Oh no, she's not.
Nope, I'm not. So... Oh, how am I going to try and impress? With the 1 success, I imagine I'm not as successful as I want to be. Possibly because I do realize that these people are not evil, and that kind of seems to be my preferred flavor. So I'm like, oh, they're just they're just boring. It's like I really wanted this to be special, but now I'm bored.
Aww.
It's not that you failed, it's that they failed you.
Yes, exactly.
So you go up and you're like, oh no, help, mister. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, when my mom picked him, just being like, I don't care. So you don't kill him?
Nah.
Do you kill him or fly kick him?
I just... You know, when he said he was a yellow belt, I tried not to get excited about it, but I don't know how he got that yellow belt. Yeah, no, I just knock him out.
Okay.
I don't even
just
take a
knock him out.
nibble. I just he's too boring. I can't.
Aw.
You're not
Okay,
gonna feed
I
on
see
him
that.
because
You're
it'll
like-
ruin the vibe.
Yeah, it's like I just got one of my favorite meals earlier. I'm not going to wash the taste of yumminess out of my mouth with that.
Yeah, true.
Fair.
It's true. Yeah. I go, oh, like, clearly disappointed that you didn't whack this guy's head off or something. I go, oh, let me do the flourish for two. And then as he's, like, screaming, I won't go into it. It'll be that gory.
Go for it.
It's basically... It's like a let's say it's a Mortal Kombat, like, finisher. Like, one of the ones where you're like, oh!
Yep, nope. I'm getting out of blood splatter rage.
It's a multi-tier thing.
This hoodie is far too expensive.
It's hard to tell where this guy is now because he's in a lot of places. And then I run on all fours to his friend, his unconscious friend, and then just bite feed on him as I like go predator mode, and you know what the predator does. It pulls out people's spines.
Oh, I was like,
Trophies.
season infrared vision.
I'm really glad that I got out of the range of fire now. Just, do you have to be so messy? I mean,
And I'm like holding the guy's spine, like, oh no, that's a normal kind of thing. I think Scorpion does that. He like rips out the spine.
It's like we both care about fashion, but Calodia cares about fast fashion, and Dorothy is just like, no, I wanted to keep my favorite things forever. It's like, don't mess them up, please. I can't even. How can you do that?
They stopped making this show at Hot Topic 3 years ago!
Yeah. And then once I've satiated myself from like just lapping the blood, my wild sharky eyes just kind of go back down to normal, you know, and I'm like, whew, that was fun. Oh well, I might just take some of the best bits, and I put some CW meat.
I was gonna say,
I take some of the the buff cuts, and there's a reason they call them beefcakes, you know. And then I put some muscle in my bag.
Oh, I figured like
really need to make a.
This will be really like the most tender ground beef for that community picnic.
Oh no! We've already established that you're the one that cooks. Oh, this is
take out
both great and
take out my
horrible.
napkin. I don't cook human flesh or anything gross for the kids. They
No,
need to
not
be
the kids.
healthy.
Just for the
They need to be
neighbors.
healthy, so they choose their path in life, and then the ones that want to stay, we could side them. We'll talk about it. Anyway.
I was gonna say, yeah, we really need to make a
to go
content
on.
warning that's just DW. Like Draz said, we're like CW dating.
Mortal Kombat. We're playing vampire.
Yep. No. This is
Don't like
great
that,
and
it's just
horrible.
bad.
Funny, because we have no idea how far you're gonna take it.
And standing in this absolutely blood-covered alley,
These are my outfits are one and done.
you feel a breeze pass you and hear with your vampire senses the rustling of wings.
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 Oh,
looking
Hi.
up.
You see a giant shape flying homewards to you. Looks like a winged man. A man with the wings of a moth. Heading back home.
Oh, man.
Following Mothman are about 200 bats.
Oh,
Are they bats
Oh,
in
I
the
like this.
sense of, like, bats that are vampires, or bats in the sense that they are literally just bats? Because I feel like you could probably tell the difference if you've been around them long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Are they moving as like one or as just
Are
spread
they
out?
taking the shape of a giant head? Like, what's the story?
Yeah, you know
As they're
how-
figuring that out, I'm going to be following along the rooftops so
Okay.
that I can keep an eye on Mothman, make sure that
No.
they don't get hurt.
It seems like a murmuration of bats. Like they're moving in shapes, and they're moving in a Mothman shape, and then they make a giant bat shape. And then
Did you
Oh, go ahead.
did you look up what a flock of bats is called?
No, there are certain types of birds that like make funny shapes.